strike? Yeah. What would it take for you guys to end the strike?
现在我们得到的目标是要这些血案要平反，这些血案平反。这造成这个血案的是极少数分子，他们应该得到人民的严惩。
We're wondering, does everybody here support the strike? They all support it? Why? Why?
我们希望呢政府倒台，一党执政现在看来是不行的了，已经。
At the beginning of the strike, most police disappeared. Their booths were turned into billboards by the students. With the cops in retreat, the street hustlers had a field day. Gold chains. Oh, hello. No. Oh, no. So what do you want to do, change money?
Change money.
Change money. Okay. Listen, do the police bother him now, Peter? There's
No.
Oh, hi, how are you? People's Police. How are you?
Are you American?
I'm American.
American, New York.
Yeah, how did you know I'm from New York?
New York, very nice.
The strikers were able to shut down the railroad. To break up the demonstrations, a train ran over and killed 6 students at this crossing. Listen, are the trains coming through? Okay. With the army rumored to be closing in, the only way out of town was by boat, and the terminal was a little bit crowded. How many days have you been waiting for the boat? 5 days. At a newspaper office, workers defied the government and flew the flag at half-mast. When their paper was censored, all the reporters walked out. The reporters are on strike now. What do you want?
I think at first we should publish the truth happening in Beijing.
Are you afraid that the government is going to try to punish you, maybe put you in jail for going
I think
on strike?
every Chinese person have their duties to responsible for the Chinese destiny, I think. So I didn't afraid of it.
Without newspapers, the students still found ways to spread the news. On the outskirts of town, roadblocks were erected to slow a possible army attack. Have all these buses been hijacked and taken out of service? Yeah? How many? A few hundred. Hundreds? On the 4th night of the strike, the Shanghai mayor cracked down. By dawn, cleanup squads had removed all the barricades in every part of the city, and workers were ordered back to their jobs. The police were back on the beat, and 40,000 vigilantes were mobilized. They lined every corner in Shanghai. So listen, how many men do you have here to keep this intersection open?
400人左右吧。
400. What are you going to do if the students try and close it?
如果有人要挡交通，你们会怎么样？是吧？
You'll stop them. Despite the intimidation, over 30,000 people gathered to mourn the deaths in Beijing, the deaths in Shanghai, and to demand reform. There were a lot of goons guarding the streets. Were you afraid to come here to the demonstration?
No, afraid.
Not afraid they come.
Why not?
Because we think we stand for justice and truth and the people.
Why are you so sad?
I just can't believe it, but it's true.
What can't you believe?
They can shoot people like this. Use arm against unarmed people. Most of them are innocent people.
Some people say that the student movement is finished. It's dead. It's over. Is that true?
No. It may be died down for time being, but we will struggle forever. To the end, to change the government.
But the Shanghai government tightened the screws. New laws against dissent were proclaimed. Even wall posters were forbidden. Are you going to work today? The strike's over? Yeah? Okay. The only crowd allowed in Shanghai gathered around these Tibetan medicine men who were selling tiger bones and other exotic cure-alls. If everybody in China could take one medicine and solve all their problems, which one of these things does he recommend?
那个是思想的关系，思想的关系，这个脑袋的关系，我们那些治不好，那些治不好。
上官存财，渡尽棺材。
Are you afraid? Maybe the army's going to come here also.
No, because we are so many people stand by me, by our side. We are fighting for justice and freedom.
Why did you come today?
Because I'm very angry. Because the government killed the students and the people of our capital.
The next morning, newspapers brought in from Hong Kong spread details of events in Beijing. How do you feel about what happened?
Very upset. But this is Chinese. Why Chinese people, they can kill Chinese?
And what do you think is going to happen in Canton? Do you think maybe there's going to be shooting also?
I'm not sure that.
Yeah. Are you nervous? Are you worried?
No, I worry.
Many others were apprehensive. Fear of an army attack or a general strike prompted panic buying. At the university, bulletin boards told of the killing of fellow students. By noon, half the students had abandoned their studies and headed for home. Why are so many students leaving the university?
Because they are afraid that the government is going to persecute them.
They're afraid the government's going to attack the university?
Yeah, to attack the university. And it is said that the government also to carry out a martial law here.
Closed?
Closed.
Library's closed?
Yes.
It's empty, right? Guess which country's exchange students and teachers we found still on campus? What's your name?
Oh, my name's Anthony Alvarez, and I'm from Manhattan. Hey, why don't you come and see my room?
How long you been in China?
Oh, I've been in China since last year in September. Come on.
Okay. So this is it, huh?
Yeah, so this is the living conditions of Zhongshan Dashui.
That's not bad. But listen, have you had, the American students had any trouble here too?
No, we haven't had any trouble here. Actually, the Chinese students have such a positive attitude towards Americans. It's really incredible.
But are you a little worried now that the Chinese students are leaving?
Yeah, I'm extremely worried.
Why?
Before I came to China, I never experienced the rule of man. You know, like in the United States, things are actually fair. And here, anything's possible. All they have to do is sign some paper or make up some excuse. No problem.
The only classes still in session were English lessons for those still hoping to get visas for America.
Does anyone have friends that have gone home?
Almost every student in the university go home.
And therefore, the only ones who would be left would essentially be foreigners, right? Foreign students.
Does that make you nervous?
Well, let's put it this way. It doesn't exactly make me calm.
That afternoon, everything seemed pretty calm, but some workers made one last attempt at protest. They seized this bridge. The workers fought hard with unhappy commuters who kept trying to cross their lines.
上邊死人，我哋呢度為咗落班方便行呢條路，你咁樣唔得㗎嘛？
有冇記者證？有冇記者證啊？係咪記者？有冇記者證？冇記者證，你唔好影。你出。
The workers refused to move, and the police finally retreated. But at night, the cops came back and cleared the bridge. In chaotic Guangzhou, it's hard to keep protests going. You can't even find two people in town with the same time. What time is it?
1:50.
He's at 1:45.
點搞嘅啫？下令時就
1:45. Right. You got 1:45. You got 1:45. People just choose whichever time they want.
Yeah, they know what time they.
Whatever they like, they choose. Individuality, combined with entrepreneurial spirit and foreign investment, have created a boom town. Do you have sympathy for the students who died?
当然有啦，这个东西啊，肯定会的嘛，争取自由嘛，民主嘛，肯定是的嘛，
People say they feel sorry about the killings, but already life in Guangzhou is back to normal. How come?
广州那个南方的人呐，不止广州南方的人呢，没有北方人呢怎么基准的，他们就南方的人呢，光是有钱就行了，那个对那个政治问题的小问一点。
I was born in Taisan. 38 years I was in America. It was my first trip.
You've never been back?
No.
Inside the boat, Jimmy recruited workers for his restaurants. You want to go to New York? How much are you going to pay these guys?
I pay them coolie wage.
Coolie wages.
Plus food.
What in the world are you doing?
This is my homeland. I have to take off my socks. I walk in my homeland with my bare feet. No shoes on, no socks on.
Look familiar?
No, nothing look the same. Everything is new. Strange place. We're going to my home where I was born.
Why did you come back at this particular time?
The main reason I came back to China after 38 years is because of this. It's my daughter, and she passed away 5 years ago when she was 16.
Is that Jimmy? Before she died, Jimmy promised his daughter that he'd return to his hometown with a lock of her hair.
I dropped some of them off here, and she's here forever, and that's where she came from.
Welcome home, Jimmy.
This is my baby carriage. It's amazing. It's still in very good shape.
Who's that, Jimmy?
My great-grandfather.
What did he do? What was his job?
He constructed railroads in America. Railroad 999 from the west coast to the east coast.
Jimmy ended his visit with a prayer for his daughter. It's hard to believe your cousin's almost the same age as you. Life been hard?
I hope we have a better China in the future, become democracy. Today is June the 4th. Something happened in Peking. I'm not happy to hear that. But God bless everybody.
Toisan is officially called the home of the overseas Chinese. We found out why. Who has relatives in the United States? You do.
Everybody.
Everybody has relatives in the United States. What city in the United States? Boston. The city's built a statue welcoming back overseas relatives. But what they really welcome is the money. Chinese from Hong Kong and America have invested heavily. This is the largest textile factory in Asia. What percentage of the investment here is overseas Chinese money?
30%.
30%. Are you afraid that the troubles in Beijing are going to scare investors away?
不会，我们现在这里相当安定。
Things are stable here.
在这。
No trouble here. Where did all these machines come from?
这钱那个从美国来的。
From the United States. What are you making with these machines? Blue jeans for America? Down the road from the factory, we heard there was a former restaurant owner who was a bit unusual.
Hi. My name is Tommy.
Where are you from?
Right here.
Seattle.
Right, the Seattle.
And what in the world are you doing in China?
Trying to make a living.
Doing what?
Agriculture. Orange.
How much land do you actually own?
From left here and all the way down to the ditches, and all the way down to all the tall tree.
All that's your land?
All is my land.
And now what? You're the largest private landowner in China?
I would think so.
They call you the Orange King. How many trees have you planted?
Approximately about 100,000.
Really?
Big one and small one.
Uh-huh. Now,
Yeah.
if you make money from this,
yes,
who gets to keep the money?
Me.
What do they grow in there, Tommy?
Tea. Oolong tea.
Oolong tea? That's your field also?
That's my field. Yes.
How much money does Tommy pay you?
即係我哋講人民幣，即係有200幾萬，220幾蚊咁。
He pays you about $1 a day. Uh-huh. And you same money?
一樣的嗎？你也一樣的嗎？
係，同埋一樣。
About $1 a day. What happens if they don't really work hard for you? Can you fire them? Do you have the right to fire them?
Yes. We can fire them anytime, anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So Tommy, who owns the pond?
I own the pond.
Own the fish?
I own the fish too, yes.
How many pigs do you have?
So far right now we got about 600.
When you told your family, listen, I got an idea. I'm going to China and I'm going to start to grow oranges.
You know what they say? You are crazy. I'm not going. You had to go alone. That's what I did.
Really?
I'm all alone here.
Tommy refused to talk politics, but despite the events in Beijing, he said he wouldn't leave. He's just built himself a 2-story house. Now, you've started your farm here. You can make a lot of money. You think Chairman Mao's rolling around in his grave right now if you saw this?
Well, that was past. Now it's new now. Either he likes it or he don't. Not much he can do.